It is almost a Happy New Year, Pin Slayer. Though it might be a Happy New Year where you are. It's still 2023 here. In America. Where the freedom is. Ah. That good old taste of American freedom. It's wonderful. America, heck yeah. Dale knows the song. Dale knows the song. All right, let's just go ahead and rotate on over. We'll turn the stock music down. Yeah, last stream of 2023. Big one. Big stream. Biggest stream of all stream times ever streamed. Not really that big of a deal. But yeah. Yeah, we've got events today that are kind of meh. I'm not super care either way. But curious if anybody else is going after the Great Chase, which is killing hostiles. So that's a thing. Yeah, if it's up to you on whether it's a thing or not. But that's a thing. We've also got, obviously, Incursions coming up. We've got the matchups, if those are curious, who you're matching up with, if you aren't aware. And how can we prevent a merge of servers? That's... I can't say you can't, because people have done it before. Get your VIPs to complain really, really loudly. So, yeah. Get them to complain really, really loudly about how much they don't want that specific merger. But generally speaking, for the average player, there's no way to stop mergers happening. They're just becoming part of the game. I mean, part of any game that has a long tenured player base. But yeah, so just accept your fate, or you could fight against it. But without VIP assistance, I don't think that's going anywhere. Yeah. Let's go through here. I'm going to start doing all my pulls and answering questions for next hour and a half and see what we got. I, as you can see, have not really done anything with the current event. Mostly just because I usually take the between arcs as an opportunity to spend time with family, relax, not play as hardcore of a game as maybe others might. But again, that's an optional thing. I am still going to go out and do all my summons. I'm going to try to do what I can, and we'll see where we end up. But at the moment, honestly, not super focused on it. We'll see, right? It never hurts to see what happens as we go through and then go from there. So I'm going to swap this out, group real quick. Who do I want to use? I mean, I want to put Tom Paris below deck. So no matter what, that needs to happen. That. Still needs synergization. I guess I'll just throw 7 up there, even though that's not necessarily the best loadout, but we'll just throw that up there for an Armada run real quick. And we'll head up there. Yeah, no worries, Pokey. I didn't plan it specifically before the Packers game, but I'm glad that the time is a fortuitous one for you. And welcome on in. Good to see you. I have to kill 5,500 ships to my chase, about 800 in. Yeah, I wouldn't even do it if it was that bad. Why do you have to kill so many ships? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you have to kill 5,500 ships, Ari? You bought a battle pass and the elite track didn't unlock. The purchase went through and the pack disappeared from my store, but the elite track didn't unlock. Jamie, you're going to put in a ticket. There's nothing I can do about that personally. You have to put in a ticket. Oh. So once you hit 500 logs, see, Brett, I haven't even paid attention to this event because, as I said, my plan was to ignore it. But I guess I'll see that in just a second. Is the new ship going to be worth it? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let me swap this over with our disco, because the first thing I'm going to do today is make sure I do my disco. Do I already have the disco sitting out? I must start. Yep, it actually already is out. So we'll send the disco out. Do its daily grind because it is Sunday, everybody. Sunday means anomalous phenomenon. I'm not forgetting those speed ups. Between Arcs is great. You download the Outer Worlds because I never finished it when I had Xbox Pass. Nice, congrats. There have been a couple games that I've been eyeing, but Baldur's Gate's been taking up all my time. So, Andrew, good to see you. Good to see you, Andrew. I'm low level and to get all the stuff I need, kill 5,500 ships. They each give 1 point each. Go for it, man. I'll be honest. There's no event that they could ever do that would entice me to kill 5,500 hostiles. Not a single thing. They literally could say, if you kill 5,500 hostiles, you go to level 70. I'd be like, nope. No, thank you. Nope. No, thank you. How you get the silver blood thing? Oh, George, you missed that Easter egg a few months ago? We posted about it pretty heavily. But you need to do a summoning inside one of the token mining systems and then kill the special hostile that spawns. Kill the special hostile that spawns in the token mining systems. Obviously, I'm talking token mining. I'm talking about Voyager systems. So that's what you got to do. You only got to do it once, but yep. All right. So I got here literally as they completed it. Yay. That stinks. They get the gross silver frame. Literally what I just said, Brett. I literally just pointed out. Brett, I know you've been watching my content for years. How the heck did you not already do this when we talked about it during the Voyager month? How did you not do it? I put in multiple tickets and they just keep telling me my account shows unlocked. I've submitted screenshots. Anything else I can do? Nothing, Jamie. You can send me your ticket and I can try to talk to them about it. But no, I mean, that's the only recourse that you have. I mean, there's no like CM that you can reach out that's going to respond to you here during the holidays. So you can try to send me the ticket and I can try to forward it to the dev team. But I can't make a promise that that's going to do anything. I can send it, but I can't promise that it does anything. That makes sense. So, you know, the Voyager one, just not the frame. Oh, well, the frame you can't get. The frame was through something else. My bad, Brett. The frame is from something else. That was for, you can only get the frame during that month. Frame's out of luck, but you can get the silver-blooded avatar, which obviously I'm not wearing right now, but the silver Voyager avatar right here. Yeah, the frame was from the Player of the Month event. Correct, Meme. Good to see you, Meme, by the way. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend and a happy new year. I hope you're having a happy new year. Hello, Hank. Good to see you. Great to see you, actually. Always good to see everybody coming on through. Do I have a rare to launch? I might. Nope. No Rev getting carried today. But I will try to sneak in. Wave defense is the worst disco we ever had. Dexter, you're going to find most people strongly disagree with that. I think wave defense is one of the best things the game's ever done. Hands down, not even close. I think it's fantastic. Is it extremely difficult for players in the upper 20s, low 30s? Absolutely. And there's definitely arguments to be made for adjusting that. But wave defense as a whole got really positive reviews from the survey that we did. And I think it was a very fresh take on the game while far from being perfect. Definitely far from being perfect. But of the, 1,500 players that we had that did the responses, I think it was like 16% was an A grade, 27% was a B grade. I mean, it definitely got majority positive reviews. So sure, there's definitely a group of players, especially the lower you go, that were frustrated by it. And I think a part of that is understanding how the mechanic was intended to be designed. So it's not intended for you to be able to complete that mechanic if you're in the 30s or even the 40s. It's expected you to need high end to get to wave 10. But I do still agree that the initial early waves are too strong because low level players need to be able to at least get waves 1 and 2 done. So, I gotta go do my pulls. Do higher level uncommon armada star chests yield higher rare directives in them, or is it fixed amount all around? So Myrtle, great question. The payouts of the chest are in the, if you saw the video I just did about armadas, you should have seen me having in the background, one of the charts. That chart I referenced actually has listed all the starter chest rewards in it. If you want to see by level, Myrtle, it's in my Discord. If you have trouble finding it, I can happily share it with you after the stream, and that way I can just shoot it to you directly. Watching your channel for years, I spent cash on the Cavort and the interior. Shall I stop investing in my Horizon? Yes. I would not have even recommended spending cash on it, but now that you have, definitely go ahead and focus in on that. The 3-star faction miners are superior to the Horizons. You got both of them. Lean heavily into them and enjoy them. Leave heavily into them, enjoy them. Good to see you, Bulldog. Hope you're having a fantastic New Year's, my friend. Assume we're friends. I think we're friends. So, yeah. How are you, Bulldog? Good to see you. All right, let me do my Voyager pull. There we go. That gives me a few different summons. Let me go ahead and spend my commerce insignias. This is from yesterday for me doing my summoning with Borg. Because always be doing some type of summoning. Finer than frogs here, man. That is a southern staple right there. Happy New Year as well, Opus. And I'm not fooling around with getting 1,500 points or 5,500 points. Screw that. If anybody else wants to do it, more power to them. Rev will not be. You can go ahead and guarantee Rev's not doing that. How you doing, JR? Good to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic, happy New Year's. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping on by. I mean, I don't know where Ripper's at the moment, so. All right. With the right crews, you could probably work the Horizons as well as the Faction Miners. No, the Faction Miners are definitely superior to the Horizons. Now, I enjoy the Horizons, and I think the Horizons are worth getting, but the Faction Miners are superior. So, Faction Miners are definitely superior. And if you've already got them, just go ahead and lean into them. You know, since you already have them. I'm doing all my pulls here. Try not to forget any. Got an independent credits, some faction credits. And we'll do we still got to do a lot today. So several things to do. Let's start with our summon here. I'll go back over here and finish out our anomalous phenomenon grinding. Play on your second count, Ops 24, ships are slow. MB, that's probably the biggest thing for me restarting the game. The biggest annoyance is how slow the ships are. Like the warp times, the impulse speeds, it's a much slower literal game. And that sucks. Like, that is really annoying and frustrating when you get used to the new things. So, when you get used to the new things, that's a big, big change. And I'm definitely used to the new way of playing. A new way being, you know, faster, bigger, stronger. Let me try to go down here. I doubt I'm going to be able to sneak in because these are big armadas, but it never hurts to try. Actually, let's see who launched these. I might be able to ask for a star. Fudge might give me a star. Fudge might give me a star. Should you scrap Horizons? There's no real advantage to scrapping Horizons unless you just want to get loot for them if you're never using them again. I would say just keep them where they're at. Use them if you got like some crazy mining event where you need all your docks to be a miner. But yeah, don't worry about it. Just enjoy what you got. And I will grind out these bioships while I sit here and chat. So, but yeah, Horizons are still valuable. They're just not as good as the big ones, but they're definitely valuable. So invest in them. But once you move on to the next ones, you'll most likely never use them again. They can mine some things at a decent rate, like Isogen and everything, but generally speaking, no. Also, I'll be right back because I got a kid screaming around outside my door. So I'm gonna go make sure that they're not. Okay, no big deal. Just my 3-year-old fighting with my 6-year-old because, yeah, kids. Anyway, as a general rule of thumb, you should be scrapping everything that you don't really have need or have excess blueprints for. That was like Scopely's idea, but at the same time, they don't want to be part of the mechanic. So, the Scopely's really odd. They're a bunch of oddballs. Unless you're a ship collector hoarder. Now, I do like having one of each, but once I've built them, that doesn't mean I'm going to like max them out. Now, there are some that I scrap now, but it depends on where you're at, especially research-wise. You know, so there's a common tactic if you've invested very heavily into the research for ship parts and ship part efficiency, the engineering efficiency, the one in the station tree that we harp on all the time as being so valuable. If you invested heavily in that, there are people who have turned the ISS Jelly into a scrap farm for 4-star. That makes sense. This all comes down to where you're at in your account, especially specifically where that account is at. So, but scrapping an Envoy at 24, that's smart, MB. It's a great way to get a quick little amount of, crystal. You're not going to get a ton, but if you did 3 a week, you get about an extra 100 crystal a week. So 400 a month. I mean, at that level, that helps. It's not anything crazy, but everything helps when you need a few thousand to get your Vidar and your Horizon, and eventually your Antares, etc. leveled up. So anything you can get is extra. It's lanyap, as we say here in Louisiana. Andrew, honestly, doesn't matter. Pick whichever faction you like most, man. The higher level you go in the game, the less faction matters in terms of what you've chosen. So whatever you prefer. If you think the Klingons look great, get you at Vorcha at level 53. If you think the Romulans look great, get you that Dederadex at level 60. It doesn't matter. The higher up in level you go, the less faction specifics matters. It's all about research and officers. So whatever you like the most, go for that and enjoy. I got 2 more summons. We'll get these done. So, how much reputation do I need to get my faction and my daily events? What do you mean, Rodier? What do you mean? I don't understand the question. Yeah, exactly, Zolerton. It's the same thing that, Anders in the VIP interview that I did was complaining about. The triangle doesn't matter anymore. The battle mechanics, especially in PvP at high levels, are completely broken. So it really just comes down to what you prefer preference-wise. It doesn't matter if you're picking, based on favoritism or simply what is slightly more effective. For example, the Sanctus being slightly more effective than, say, the Sompek, right? Is it going to be world? You're not noticing a real difference. And that's a shame, honestly, because I think one of the good parts of the early game is making tactical choices about the ships that you go after. That doesn't really exist as much later on. So it just depends on what you prefer, I guess. If you just enjoy having those ships, then you probably don't mind. But if you're somebody who wants your ship choices to matter, well, the higher level up you go, the less they ended up mattering. So, hostile hunt, yay. Also, love that all my graphics are appropriately showing up. It's fantastic. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. All right, so I did get to participate in the Armada. Shout out to that. I didn't get much, but hopefully, we got the chest. That's all I really cared about. Getting those right there. And we'll go ahead and open these chests. If I go to my daily events, I can get rep points if I join a reputation event. This is correct, Rodier. And the amount that you get depends on the level of rep that you're at, and the amount that you have to spend also varies based on that. So you can do that event every day. And if you're faction positive with all 3, you could actually run that event with all 3. If you so chose. You're not doing any more faction battleships with the cube now in the game? And see, me, I would get the Dederadex even with the cube just because I love the Dederadex. It's such an iconic Romulan ship. I would still get it no matter what. Just because. But you are right that in 6-star, if any of y'all are getting anywhere close to 6-star, 6-star, the name of the game, that Borg Cube is tops right now. I mean, we've seen Borg Cubes that are 8 billion in strength. So the Borg Cube is definitely top notch up at the top, tippy top of the battleship world right now. I doubt it'll stay there, but it's definitely a big deal currently. And you can take big advantage of that if you are a spender up there. But I would still, just me being a Trek fan, I can't pass up on the Dederadex. I'm going to grab it. So I'm definitely going to grab it. All right, we're going to put these in, get all of our... Try to get as much of these as we can. All right, they're on an away team, so we're just going to stack health real quick. So Livis and Vimit up there. So tier 12 cube is 500 million. That seems really low, MB. For tier 12, or am I remembering my tiers right? Because tier 12 is... I'm going to have to look at the chart to remind myself what that was. Tier 12... Yeah, that's the Rotard and the Dederadex level. I guess that'd be tier 4. So I guess that's probably right. If it's a fresh tier 12, that's probably right. If it's a fresh tier 12. Yeah, so that's good. I was going Vorcha, but the Cube is also a battleship. It is, Andrew, but the Cube is not a Vorcha. The Vorcha is amazing because it's Klingon, and anything that's Klingon is best. So Vorcha wins. Vorcha wins. Your tier 7 cube is 28 million. My tier 7 cube is 20 million. But yeah, it's another thing we got to do today that hopefully I don't forget. Hopefully I don't forget. There's so many things in this game now that doing all the loops can become troublesome and easy to forget. We'll do that for tomorrow. Let's see, what else do we need to do today? We need to do all of our faction pulls. We need to do all those. Now, thankfully, I will never need to hunt scouts again thanks to the new hostiles in the Borg system. That's very nice. We can go take a look. I have tens of thousands of these messages saved up now. I mean, every day it's just more faction credits. Every day is more faction credits. Klingon is 114 million from its lock. And we'll go ahead and do some of these pulls here. Even though I've kind of gone back to ignoring the Stella loop a little bit. Yeah, y'all can shame me. It's okay. I'm not going to get mad. You can shame away. But I've kind of started ignoring the Stella again. Focusing on other things. How are you finding the new year? It's not the new year yet, Keith. It is still New Year's Eve for me. So we're still in 2023. Still in 2023. 2024 has got lots of bills to look forward to because tax season's coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hence our don't go up there. Big shout out to Hank, by the way. Hank supported the channel, dropped a tenner in. If y'all would like to support, never required, but content creators like me, DJ, etc., can't make it without support of y'all. So if y'all would be so kind, check it out. If not, no big deal. I'm not going anywhere if you don't. Well, somebody has to. But if you specifically don't, hopefully somebody else does. But yeah, it is 6 p.m. Central Standard Time where I'm at. So I've still got 6 hours until the ball drop, fireworks, etc., etc. So we're a ways away from me. We're a ways away. We're getting there. You're still getting the Katinga since the cube is only okay in 3 and 4 star. That's fine, burnt pork. I love my Katinga. I rarely get opportunities to use it. It's basically been something I've been using for missions lately. I don't get to use it as often as I would like, but I love my Katinga. Mostly because it's Klingon, but I still love it. All right. That was a terrible pull. I've been getting horrible pulls ever since I bragged about how good this is. Scopely listens, and they terrorize and destroy. See, I mean, I'll take the uncommons, but I need rares. I got so many bottlenecks in this game. I need the rares. Let's see. Let's do our edicts pull. Our elite loot. Let's see how we get with this one. Man, I mean, I'll take it. It's interceptor, so I'm not going to gripe too much, but still, I feel like my RNG rolls are a little light. A little light on the RNG rolls. Yeah, the cube is limited, kind of what Burnt Pork is saying, to the officer stats. And until you can appropriately stack its officer stats, it's, my chat's broken. Okay. Until you can appropriately stack its officer stats, the cube is pretty weak feeling. And that's a shame, I would say. A little bit of a shame. But, wait, is it not broken? Yeah, they actually are running there. Okay. Yeah. What about a quality of life improvement where a button exists allowing players to purchase all components available for the current ship tier? I mean, I'd be cool with that. I don't know how high on the priority fix list that would be for a lot of players, but anything quality of life added is a big for me. I'm big for any type of quality of life addition. There are other things that I would like addressed personally, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. So. Yo, what's up, Stealthy J? Good to see you. It's amazing. I'm about 1 mil of each message since you messaged on Discord. Nice, MB. Yeah, I am sitting at, since we mentioned my messages, I am at 46,000, 36,000, 54,000. And this is all just because I hunt that assimilated Borg hostile, that Borg scout. I'll never need to hunt scouts again. Thanks to that. So that's a huge one, and glad they've added that into the game. Quietly, one of the more important things they've thrown in there that can get forgotten about because there's so many different things in this game, but super valuable. And hey, Mihai, Happy New Year's. Jared, good to see you. Quick question for the cube. At tier 3, you have to get one of the epic ships up to tier 3. Yes. Is it tier 3 or tier 4? It is, yeah, tier 3. And so if you're at level 34, if you're at Ops 34, you can have a tier 3. Technically, if you got Ops 34, you get up to tier 5 on your cube. At Ops 34. Your Ops 39, do you still recommend taking the T3 epics? I would say at least one of them, Aaron, yes. With a bunch of the specialty ships out now, you probably don't need all of them. Like, you don't need to do just a huge slew of them anymore. But I would still say that in totality, they are important to grab at least one and operate with. But that's at least one. So, that's at least one. I'm probably going to save that launch and see if I can get into some more armadas. Laromis, this is the last one of the milestones for this year. Hope 2024 is a banger of a year for everyone. Me too. And I hope that for everybody as well. I do sincerely hope that everybody's going to have a fantastic year this year. I really do. Because we all deserve it. We all deserve it. Yeah. Any news on what the theme of the new arc will be? Nothing that I can share. Suuki? Is that how I pronounce your name? Think there will be a spin New Year's event tomorrow? No idea. I haven't asked. I don't talk to the devs unless I have to during the holidays. I haven't asked. I didn't even reach out about this event. I know DJ posted some good info on this event that's going for the Heroic Hunters, but with the milestones and the work being so ridiculous, I'll be honest, I'm basically telling people to relax. It's the holidays. Don't go so crazy. I really am. I'm literally saying relax. It's a holiday. Don't go so crazy. Chill out. Who cares? It's hard to convince people of that. But, yeah. I don't feel a need to do all this hardcore grinding. Now, if y'all do and y'all are that level of completionist, more power to you, but I'm not. This Heroic Hunter event is too ridiculous for me. If y'all want to go after it, I will give you no lip and or judgment. I will say that, do I have anything that needs to level up real quick? I think that guy, Kelvin. Yeah, that Enterprise has got a few levels. We'll just send it to Bounty Hunter grind here, and it'll probably get blown up in like 10 seconds by red reticles. But yeah, we'll just go drop that in here real quick. See what happens. Got sick of seeing Monopoly Go adverts on the TV over the holidays? Monopoly Go is popping, man. They had over $1 billion in revenue so far this year. It's the biggest game for Scopely at the moment. Monopoly Go is making huge numbers. Huge numbers. Like ridiculously gross. How the heck are they doing that numbers? More happy power to them, I guess. But yeah, if you are into Monopoly Go, that is a game that is really popping right now. Not really for me. Not really my style. But plenty of people apparently are enjoying themselves. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to swap this out. And then since I got my Talios free, we're going to get our Talios and go do our Actian grind and try to fill up as much of this cargo as we can. This time in the UK. Oh, it's midnight for you in the UK? Well, nice, John. I'm happy for you. I am going to obviously... I have not decided if I'm doing like anything stream-wise tonight. If I did, it'd be like right before the ball drop or whatever, and we'd be celebrating at my time. Not sure how that would be for everybody, if they would enjoy that. But haven't decided if we're even doing anything, to be honest with you. I might be one of those old people who just goes to bed. Got all of my ships auto-farming and augment space for Bounty Hunter event. Nice, Trek. So that means that you have the ability to sit here and watch, because if they're all auto-grinding, well, there's nothing for you to do or control. You can just sit here and watch. You'll be in bed. Yeah, I will admit that I don't know if I see a point in literally waiting until 12:01. I might go night-night. That just shows that I'm getting older, I guess. Shows I'm becoming an old man. But I don't know if it's worth it. What are the pros and cons camping at 53 or 54? I mean, we could pull up the ops progression list. I'm surprised nobody's really brought up incursions yet. We need to cover that, just so people can see the chart. But if you haven't seen it, Roger, we have an ops progression chart that talks about everything that changes at each individual level. So the biggest thing for me, just sitting at 53, is you just have you've gone through and accepted so many things that you got to catch up on. 53 is the super highways. You got Novas at 52. You've got your faction ship at 53. There's just a lot, including a ton of research that you've probably entered into that you need to catch up on. So it's not even as much about the pros cons of like, is one necessarily better than the other? It's just, you've probably got so much. You need to make sure that you're getting all those milestones completed, that you're not progressing too far too fast. Yeah, Larome, see, I never watched the ball drop in New York. I always celebrate it where I'm at. Sigma materials are expensive. Another reason to not go into the 60s. Yeah, Sigma materials are expensive. Looking forward to raiding a 61 plus during incursions. Just remember, MB, I don't remember what level your main is, but you can only raid Sigma materials with a 6-star miner. You can only raid Sigma materials with a 6-star miner, just as a reminder to everybody out there. So if somebody has Sigma materials and you don't have a 6-star miner, then you're only going to get the normal materials out of them. At Ops 35 is the next camp, 38, 39, 39, Jiriak. So it's, again, there's been some great conversation with Lube about this, because the term camping has often gotten translated into spending like certain amount of time at a level. I'm not trying to get anybody to spend a certain amount of time. It's about hitting milestones. And 39, there's a lot of research to catch up with. You're trying to unlock your ISS jelly. You've got multiple specialty ships that need upgrading in the Defiant, the Voyager, the Titan. Technically, you will want the Titan later on. The Borg Cube, if you picked it up. The Defiant, Talios, all those. So there's just a lot to do, right? Voyager switches to 5-star ship parts at Tier 8. That's correct, Crush. Tier 8 when the Voyager switches over to those ship parts. I'm actually going to swap this real quick. Group. Throw data back up there. We'll go do our freebooters. But don't forget, we got to get our dailies done. Bare minimum, got to get our dailies done. Minus 29 a crap shot? What do you mean, GPX? I don't understand. What do you mean? All right, let's see. There we go. All right, merge servers doing incursions. Nothing that's been confirmed, David. I assume not, but they've done it before. So speaking of incursions, here are the matchups for January 5th, assuming everything goes as it's supposed to go. 8 will face 10, 9 will face 13, 11 will face 12, 14 versus 15, 18 versus 40, 17 versus 38, 20 versus 41. That's going to be an interesting matchup. This is assuming this stays the same. So this is a big assumption. But we've got 17 versus 38, 20 versus 41, 21 versus 22, 24 versus 42, 26, 32, 27, 33, 28, 29, 30, 31, 34, 37, 35, 43, 36, and 44, 45, and 53, which is an odd pairing. 49, 56, 51, 54. January 5th, 10-10. January 5th. 55, 56. Let's see. We got 57, 69, 58, 65, 61, and 67. We got 70 and 74, 72, 76, 78, and 80. 84 and 86, 88 and 93, 89, 92, 90 versus 91, 95, 96, and then finally 97 versus 98. That's for the US servers. We appreciate all the work you do. Have found the things to do for 50 videos especially helpful, because that's the point I'm at now. Looking forward to another year of awesome content. Me as well, Jamie, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Server 53 about to get demolished. Hey, you don't know. You never know. You absolutely never know. And for those curious, yes, this is in my Discord. If y'all haven't checked it out, this is in the volunteer charts channel of my Discord. So if you're curious about all the matchups, including player count on each server and resources rated on each server, all this information is pulled once a month and then put into the spreadsheet. So there are your runs. 55, 56. Let me double check. 55 verse 63 is what's on here. 55 verse 63 is what's on here. And this is done by pulling somebody. Silvus is a big one. Silvus will go pull the information manually from everybody's XSLB pairings and then put it into the chart. That's the only way we ever get the Incursions pairing. So the Incursions pairing is done by manually going and scraping all the XSLB data and then putting it in and saying, okay, this is who is going to face who. Have we had any Incursions since G6 launched? So this will be the first Incursions since G6 launched. But in terms of rating Sigma, just to remind you if you didn't know, the only way to raid Sigma is with a 6-star miner. You cannot get Sigma resources from a 6-star base unless you have a 6-star miner. So leaves a lot of us kind of in the wind on that one. You were going to demolish. There's been nothing but drama in our server since merge. Yikes. I'd say 53 versus 45 was weird. Just age difference. Age difference. That's quite a bit of a gap between those two in terms of age. Let me go ahead and start grinding our Jemadar and see what we do. Yeah, this will be the first Incursion since it ran. So, it'll be the first Incursion since it ran. You also need to raid all normal partial Trit and Dill before. This is true, Monkey. Good to see you, by the way. So, getting Sigma is not an easy task. Getting Sigma is somebody being asleep at the wheel for hours. If we're talking about a high-level 60-plus player, then you basically be able to free drain them. And then at the very end, the other whales will be able to raid them with Sigma. Getting Sigma resources from a raid is incredibly difficult right now. To the point where I'd almost say that it's, I don't want to use the word impossible, but it's heckin' difficult. It's really heckin' difficult right now. Like, heckin' difficult. Super heckin' difficult. So, I wouldn't say it's not doable. Just, I'm not going out, and you're not going to see me doing many videos of like, yo, look at all the Sigma that we just raided. It's not an easy task. If it was easy, then they would dug out the pitchforks. Honestly, Viper, the whales care about things a heck of a lot less than free-to-play think they care about them. Scopely cares. Scopely cares. Scopely cares because the more that gets shared, the less that person who got it might need to buy a pack for it. So I have found that high levels care a lot. I mean, there are some very vocal high levels who hate certain things, but they're not really out here going, don't let the free-to-play touch me. That's not really what it comes down to. Micromanagement is all about how it's going to affect the pack economy. So, yeah, all about pack economy. Whales are players? Absolutely. I mean, there's definitely some whales that I don't get along with, but I can also say that about some free-to-play. Like, even me as a pirate, I go out and OPC hunt all the time. I also hate dealing with rogues. Like, rogues are still one of the most annoying parts of the game. Just that one player out there wrecking into everything just because they can. It's very annoying. Part of the game, but still annoying. So, still annoying. What are you doing, JK? Good to see you. Good evening to you as well. Look at my tore up Enterprise D with its horrible skin just sitting here grinding away. It's absolutely hideous skin. because they ruined those skins when they came out and they never went back and fixed them. And they still haven't gone back and fixed them. They still look terrible. How you doing, JK? Good to see you. Good to see you. And there we go. There's our animation. Is it not even showing me firing my laser beams? Wow. Fire servers, rotors protect token space. I wouldn't care if it did, to be honest with you. Because OPC is OPC. I don't care if anybody says I can't hunt token space. I hunt token space on servers that have row. I still do it. Oh well. Can't stop me. Can't stop me. Can't stop me. I'm a big boy. Does what he wants. About to head out for some New Year's Eve festivities. Mad Mel, I hope you have a great time. Please be safe. I want to say thank you for great content in 2023. Wishing you and your family a happy 2024. Thank you. Tomorrow morning, y'all will have a video to watch of Ripper opening his stockings and then my kids and family opening presents. So that's something for tomorrow. That's something for tomorrow. I will have regular content as well. But that's something for tomorrow. If y'all are looking forward to that. It took me forever to get that video uploaded from my phone. My phone was being a real pain in the butt. But I did finally get it. So now we can share with y'all all the joys of Christmas. Look terrible, but you're excited when you hit 10 mil rep? Dude, I would be excited for you. Why does that look terrible? Hit that. Hit that milestone. Be proud. Be excited. You'll get no judgment here. You'll get absolutely none here. River video will be the highest view video of the year. I highly doubt that, Andy. I highly doubt that. Is it possible? Sure. Highly doubt it. So. What determines the server merge? Number of active players or spending on said server? Both. So there's several factors that go into a server merging. And spend level is one of them. Spending is definitely one of the things that goes into it. Is it the only thing? No. But it definitely plays a role. It definitely plays a role. Just for a while, this first video of the year, I see what you're saying, Andy. I'll be honest. This is a video that when I drop, I can almost guarantee will not get 10,000 views like my normal video. But that's okay. Not everything has to be about views. I think it'd just be fun to show and to have. All right, I'm going to launch this one because they launched. But yeah, I'm just doing it because I want the community to have a good, wholesome, fun video. And I think y'all will enjoy. I'm sure it's going to be we don't know yet, but the plan is for Tuesday maintenance after Incursions. And that's when territory reset. Territory reset, from what I've been told, as of now, is actually not planned for the Arc reset. We'll see. The plan for territory is to reset on the 23rd, which is 2 weeks after. So, we'll see. But that's the current plan from what I've seen. Now, that is subject to change, as is a lot of things that Scopely does these days. So, take everything I say with a grain of salt. May not happen, but the plan is territory reset to be the 23rd, I think. 2 weeks after the Arc launch. So, well, I appreciate that, G. Eric. I do. Happy New Year's to you, David. I am waiting for my New Year's, which will wrap up in 5 hours and 43 minutes. We'll have my New Year's, and I have no idea if I'm doing anything to celebrate. You know a way I can look at the player power in other servers? Yep. That's actually very easy. Get her. STFC.WTF. STFC.WTF. There you go. But yeah, the plan is that the original plan, I think, was January 9th. Then they moved it back. So we shall wait and see. Again, thank you, by the way, to Hank, who supported the channel and donated $10 earlier. Thank you for supporting me and the kids. I really do appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. Your battle pass out? Just buying the regular battle pass? Yeah, I didn't buy any of the two other ones. Not that I'm saying they weren't worth it. I wasn't going to buy them. They just didn't have any value or interest for me personally. Doesn't even make that they were bad value. $20 for a battle pass is enough for a battle pass for me. And I'll admit that there's another Scopely game that I'm enjoying a little bit more right now. I'm not saying I'm going anywhere because I'm not. But I've been really enjoying playing Marvel Strike Force. So it's been real tempting to buy that battle pass. I'm definitely not leaving STFC. Just saying that my gaming budget is limited. I am not a VIP player. I have to pick what I buy. Bad Wolf says, sure glad we got you covering STFC. I'm glad you're enjoying the place. I'm glad you're enjoying the place. I am happy to be here, Bad Wolf. And it's good to see you, and Happy New Year's Eve to you. Happy New Year's to you, well, Seb. Good to see you. 2023 is still not done, so we'll see what trouble we can get into. But yeah, hopefully if y'all are over the pond in Europe or whatever, y'all are having a great 2024 so far. Fat Bearded Math Teacher, great to see you. It's been a while since I see you over on Twitch. Where you been? Fat Bearded Math Teacher. I actually figured you would love our Baldur's Gate 3 streams right up your nerdy alley. Right up your nerdy alley. So, Happy New Year's to you as well, Burnt Port. Appreciate everybody having such kind things to say, everybody. I love the positivity. We do love positivity here. Just about the Battle Pass for the Uncommons. I like a lot of things in the Battle Pass, but yeah, the Uncommons is obviously a big thing. But I'll also admit that the Syndicate XP is nice. The directives for Armadas are nice. There's a lot of things that I enjoy about that. So let's go ahead and turn these in before we forget. Coaching and teaching and keeping you busy. Well, I can feel that. And I love that you are, you know, in the kids' lives in a positive way. We certainly need more people like that in the world. So that's fantastic. But at the same time, stop being so fantastic and come play Baldur's Gate with me, because it is a really fun game. FYI, if you're not aware, Baldur's Gate, very fun. If you've not played it, it was the game of the year. So like literally the best game of all of 2023 for voters was that one. Yeah. I'm having a blast playing it, and I'm not even super familiar. Like, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons ever. I'm loving it. Why didn't you warn me how expensive it was to go 50 through 53? I did, Bulldog. I warn everybody. Nobody can ever say that Rev did not warn how expensive something was. Nobody's ever said that. No, I'm always warning. You just didn't listen. And then you got hit. And I love you, but I'm sorry. Now you got to live in the pain. The good news is, though, at 53, you now have super highways. And that is freaking awesome. Super highways is so cool, so valuable to your gameplay. That it's game changing in a positive way. And it's very rare for us to come out and be like, hey, Scopa did a positive thing. And super highways are a very big positive that Scopely came out with that most players aren't really aware of because they're still not up at that level. But once you get there, oh man, you get a little bit of a taste of it with the Voyager ones, but huge change. Like, it's great big difference when you get to 53. Yeah, that's such a nice quality of life addition that was. And I will cover it probably early 2024 because we have more players getting there. It's one of those that, like, I haven't made a video on it just because there are not typically enough people around for the video to be applicable yet. And now I think that we kind of are at that point where it'd be applicable to a large portion of the player base. So going to have that here semi soon. Yeah, Marvel Strike Force has been on my phone. So if you ever wonder what other games I'm playing or you want to play with us, well, we do have a few different things. So Marvel Strike Force is one of them. We have a whole alliance and everything. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Just started the cube grind. I was wondering, does 5 work to increase TD drops? No, nothing affects the TD drops. Nothing at all. So sadly, that is not going to do poop diddly kumquat for you. But I love that you are thinking about it. Like, I love that your brain had the wheels turning going, I know that officer. Sadly, 5, Picard, or the new Picard, none of that works on TDs. What's your account name or alliance name? It's the Booty Hunters is the name of the alliance. I don't know how many if we have any slots at the moment, but we've been kicking in actives to make room. So it going through pre-regular. So we got 24 out of 24 right now. We do have somebody that hasn't logged in. We have 2 people that haven't logged in 6 days. If they don't log in by tomorrow, they both get the boot. That's 2 more spots that we'll have in Marvel Strike Force. But it's the Booty Hunters, Bewtee, because we had to get past the censors. Yeah. Anyway, good luck unlocking them while you're still 53. KK, thanks. Bye. Good to see you. Love the name. Wish my Admiral boot inactives. Yeah, that's big for me in any game I play. I would rather be in an alliance that's active than an alliance that has numbers but is only half active. I would much rather have that blend. So some people might differ because I do realize that, like, if your alliance shows low numbers, maybe it makes it harder to recruit. But to me, activity is huge. And if they're not active, I don't want them taking up my spots. So it just comes down to how good are you at recruiting, and how good are you at convincing people to join. IA, obviously they're the big baddies here on server 20, but there's a lot of rotation that goes in and out of IA and the players and the people. So where do I rank in power? I'm curious now. Obviously, I'm going to be down here, but hey, I'm ahead of a couple of 52s. That makes me feel better about myself. Some 50s. Am I the highest 49 of my alliance? So I'm the highest 49 of my alliance, but I'm not the highest 49 in the game. So, or I'm not the highest 49 on my server. That is one of my goals, is to be the highest 49 on my server. He confirmed TC is happening close to January 3rd. That's what we've been told, but that doesn't mean it's guaranteed. So it's been stressed very heavily lately to transfer that any of the dates that I share are subject to change and take them with a grain of salt. So mergers are January 4th. Incursions is January 5th. New arc is January 9th. And server reset is January 23rd. All of those dates are subject to change. Do not put money on them. Yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. There's your warnings. But those are the dates we have been given. We'll see. And who dat be okay? Love to see the Saints get a win today. It was very, very nice. Yes, I realize that a lot of people won't draft stock, but you know what? I'll take Saints winning over Saints losing every day of the week. Sheaton, good to see you as well. Some of our regulars and our friends coming through on our Sunday night stream, being a little bit different than normal because we've had football season. Football season is almost over, everybody. So these streams will return to being at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time during most of the Sundays. So, graduated, I'm not giving you any hints, man. Scopely engineers don't get back from vacation until January 12th. Yes, probably so, Bad Wolf. Probably so. Good to see you, by the way. Good to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to you as well, Jonathan and Sheaton. Happy New Year's to y'all. You became the 10th strongest 35 on your server. Nice, Burnt. So have you adopted the kind of the same goals that I have, trying to be the best player at your level on your server? It's just something unique for me. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that is a goal that I have, is I want to be the best 49 ever. I'm probably not going to do that, but if I can at least get in the top 5, that's going to be something. If I can at least get in the top 5 before I push into the 50s. There's always going to be that, like heavy spender that has all the primes that you just can't catch up with. So that's probably always going to happen. You do that, number 144, number 145. Now, do you limit it to just your server or game wide? Or game wide? Which do you do? Because I kind of limited to my server, but it really depends. If I could be game wide, if I think the number is reachable, I will do game wide. But generally, I just do my server, being the best on my server. And let's do our pull here. And what we get, dang it, I want more of, still don't have that Grand Nagus staff. I can't upgrade my breathing mask. Yay, mining rate improvement. That's exciting. But still don't have my scepter. Still don't have the Trident scanner. Pooey. Pooey. You're considering that goal, but I almost feel ready to go. Top 10 is a good goal for you. It's just whatever you enjoy, right? I'm on your strike force, boot my slot rev. I don't know if you are or not, Grim. Let's see. Grim, if you were, you might have already got booted if you went inactive. Because we do have a bunch of active people playing with us. Yeah, I don't see you. So I'm assuming you've already gotten a boot. And no, obviously, rudeness meant. But because there's only 24 people in the Alliance, slots tend to go pretty quickly because a lot of people have been playing. Thank you for the advice. Checked my research. Found out that I had neglected your TC research. Oh, such an important tree to do as well. What's my thoughts on the next arc? I don't have any. It's not even 2024 yet. Do you know if Faction Hunt is occurring tomorrow, and are you able to share the answers? The answers to what? Is faction not happening tomorrow? That should be happening. Whether it actually does is up to Scopely. But yes, you should have your normal 2-week in-between run of events that we've gotten used to continuing, because the ARC does not drop this Tuesday. So that'll be what, the 2nd of January? Yeah. So the 2nd of January is not ARC drop. So you've got a whole nother week of between ARCs to run through. That's also where you're going to find incursions at the end of this week. At least that's the plan. Server mergers, etc. Yeah. What is the purpose of server reset? Pretty much the same bunch who just always controls the spots. Walter, that depends on each server, because that's not how it's been on a lot of mine. There's been a lot of change in how territory operates. And I would say overall that the white's been good. Does that mean it's the way for every server? No, but generally speaking, I think that TC Season 1 was a success in that they got the change they were looking for. I do think that rewards need to be better and events need to be better. So, yeah. I know you said earlier this week in one of your videos, but I'm just checking the dates on Incursions. January 5th. January 5th is the tentative date. Whether they actually go through with it, we'll see. But January 5th. Gotta save my Ultra Crew tokens for an event? Nope. Spend them. You need the officers. Spend them. You need the officers. That's more important than saving for an event that may never come. Here's between incursion and server merges. Well, one is a server merge. One's an incursion. They're two completely different things, Dave. One is a server versus server event. The other is mergers. Two servers becoming one. So they're completely different. We can hope that incursion starts and breaks again. I don't hope that, because there's too many players that enjoy incursions. I never want something to fail, but when incursions failed this past time, we definitely got good loot out of it. So that was nice, but I'm never going to want it to fail. I'm always going to want things to be successful so that the people who enjoy things can enjoy them. So my server saw a lot of change. Even the political situation of who were on the top dog shifted. Very exciting. Love to hear that, Jonathan. And then you have people who nothing changed at all. So that's the unique thing of having 150 servers, is you're going to have different experiences across the board. And that's a good and bad thing. So whatever happened to the Ant game? Well, we finished the sponsorship, and I know a couple people kept playing it. I didn't keep playing it, but we did it for the sponsorship. We hit about 80% of the goals, and it was fun to try. If it hadn't been for Baldur's Gate 3, maybe I would have played it more, but Baldur's Gate 3 has been taking up a lot of my not STFC gaming time. And that's what we've been streaming, is Baldur's Gate 3. So, thoughts on the XSLB? I don't know what thoughts you want me to have, Blackbeard. Indifference? I mean, whatever. It's another XSLB, which means that it's for, 2% of the player base. It's whatever. I don't have like huge negative feelings. Obviously, I did, reach out to them about the paying out of event store currency, and especially the amounts that's paying out. It just felt really rough for them to do that. I didn't feel like that was cool. But again, is it the biggest deal in the world? Probably not. But at the same time, I do feel that, as a free to play, you're going to feel slighted a little bit when 450,000 event store currency goes out to one person. It's meh. My server only lost one incursion, so you're pretty happy? Nice. Yeah, my main server's lost most incursions. We've only won 2. Have you checked out Star Trek Resurgence? I mean, I haven't bought it. No, I've watched it be played, but I haven't purchased it myself. But I have watched it be played. Does that count? Is that sufficient? So it's just, time is such a big thing for me. In terms of like trying to play games, I don't have enough time. I'm always needing more time. It's just something you can't get back. And then obviously I want to spend time with my kids, which hopefully everybody else out there spends time with your kids. Don't neglect your kids for Star Trek Fleet Command, please. But yeah, that's why I haven't played Resurgence. There's just been too many other things going on. Looks interesting. It's a good little game. It has about 12 to 15 hours of story to it, so nothing crazy. But I think it's a good game. I love that we have more Star Trek titles. It doesn't have like a lot of replayability. Like once you're done, you're done. I think that can be okay. So You do the math. Did the past month pay out enough currency? So it was less than last Christmas, but it was still more than, quote unquote normal, but still less than last Christmas. So where that kind of falls on maybe your frustration meter, you tell me. It did do better than most of your event stores this year, but it didn't do the crazy high numbers that we saw at the end of last year. And obviously that's a bar that everybody wanted to get back to. So that's cool, Archduke. Yeah, keeping up with everybody's names on different platforms can be difficult. Thank you for identifying yourself. Use your kids a bit to help you get stuff each day, and they believe they are playing one of my games, so win-win. I love that. That's actually great. I love that you have that connection with your kids. So I think that's fantastic. Maybe one day I'll get my daughter to blow up Reds, but we're not at that point yet. Happy New Year to you as well, Chris. It will be New Year's for me in about 5.5 hours. And I don't know if we're going to stream on Twitch for it. I might do an early stream on Twitch. I might not. I have yet to decide. So we'll just have to wait and see. I haven't made a decision. You're free to play level 31. When should I move and where do I stop? I mean, generally, most people are trying to get to 34/35 and then catch up on all the specialty ships, get their epic faction ship, etc. But I'm not real sure where your account's at. Where you are at officer-wise. Where are you at in terms of ship acquisition? Where are you at with your specialty ships? Have you maxed out Chin? Do you have Pike Moreau? These are all big questions to ask. So in terms of like where you're at before I can kind of like give you generic advice. So take that booty on Twitch. I do that, Lango, because for whatever reason, kind of shaming the YouTube crowd. The YouTube crowd is not near as generous as the Twitch crowd is. YouTube, we have 500 people, and there might be one person who chips in. On Twitch, they make me sell my dignity, but they at least pay for it. So shout out to the Twitch crowd if you're in here. Appreciate y'all. And YouTube, thank y'all for watching. Missed out because I got tired of the wave defense events. Doing the same thing every single day got rough. Yeah, and the fact that we have another wave defense BP coming this month is not that exciting for me. Hopefully they change up the event some. But yeah, I'm not real excited about more wave defense if it's just the same thing every day. I do like wave defense as a feature, but it's not super fun to do it every single day. Jonathan, 39, 35, then 39. Yes, exactly what Archduke said. Thank you, Twitch crowd, for helping fund the YouTube crowd. Yes. Insert sniffy dog. Yeah, let's not do that, Intimidator. Good to see you, by the way. That dang sniffy dog, man. Oh, my goodness. I can feel it. Terrible. Chin is at max. Definitely want to try to work on getting Chin max, Daisy. But generally what people will do is they'll spend Latinum on the standard recruit token to then try to get Chin maxed. That's a big one. That's a real big one. If you have got the Latinum, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. So if you don't have the Latinum, don't worry about it. But if you got the Latinum handy just sitting there, not doing anything, just collecting dust, spend that Latinum and acquire Chin shards. My RNG for Chin is horrible. I'm at 35s, don't have her max. Shout out to the Twitch crowd. Dang. Yeah, your RNG does sound pretty terrible. Again, you can use Latinum. If you got it, spend it. What else are you using it on at that level? If you got it, spend it. Nothing wrong with spending it on standard recruits. Nothing wrong at all. And don't forget to do the ARC survey. Yeah, I actually have not finished, I've not closed out the ARC survey. So if there's anybody that did not do the survey for December here, I'll share it out one real quick time. If anybody did not finish the survey or did not do it yet for whatever reason, I know it's the holidays, y'all go grab it real quick. There's the link in the chat. Y'all feel free to go fill that bad puppy out. And we'll pass along the feedback to the overlords. It's been around 20,000 lat on Chin at Ops 34 to get the last 8 shards to max out. Not too bad. That's a worthwhile exchange. That's a worthwhile exchange. It might seem crazy, but believe it or not, that's actually very good. Like, you want to make that exchange. You want to get those numbers. Believe it or not, that's actually good. So shout out to you. And it's worth every penny once you realize how she works. I know we've covered Pipe Row Chin a lot, and I know that we've also reached kind of a point in the game where Pipe Row Chin isn't everything because there's so many different options now, but still, generally speaking, the best hostile crew for anybody in 3-star and most of 4-star. So yeah, it's why we push it so big, because of how much it can actually impact a player's gameplay in a positive way. So, have you posted any survey results yet? I mean, I haven't closed this survey down. We've got January through November completed. So we have all the results from January through November. We still don't have this month done yet, and then we'll close it out. It'll take a couple of weeks to get everything, all the data parsed and everything, and then we'll do a 2023 recap based on player grades. Shout out Bulldog, by the way, for supporting. Appreciate you. I see that. I appreciate you, Bulldog. Get all that sorted, and then we'll kind of do like okay, here's exactly what players said about this month. And I think the results are always kind of surprising to a lot of people. One, they tend to be a little bit more positive than people expect. And that's kind of something that I hit on a lot is, for good or bad reasons, this player base is not as down on the game as the very vocal group would have you believe. This game still gets pretty positive, reviews from all the players that I see. And I am limited based on what I see. But just for example, we talk about wave defense. I know a lot of people in chat would be like, can't stand it. Well, wave defense got between an A and a B grade. About 43% of the players gave it A or B, which is really good. 24% gave it a C. Now, there's definitely a group that dislike it. And then that's where the crunching the numbers and finding out, okay, who disliked it and why. I could already tell you, I have a good idea that low levels are going to be pretty frustrated, and justifiably so, with wave defense, because they can't really participate. If you're like low 30s, it feels terrible. But, generally speaking, like Battle Simulator, positive reviews. The event calendar got positive reviews, with only 4.5% of players giving the event calendar an F, right? So it's all about, the only thing that is like universally agreed upon is terrible, stability. Stability, once again, got F grades. It's the largest chunk of the pie, a proverbial pie. Stability, failing. D's and F's is all the stability really gets right now, because it's been such a pain point in the game. So there's definitely things to be taken from this to say, hey, this clue needs to be better. This is obviously a weakness in the game. And then there's other things that make you go, well, I thought things were bad, but apparently not. So you say Battle Simulator is totally meh. I love Battle Simulator, and Battle Simulator's got really good grades in terms of positive versus negative, in terms of like what people have graded it. So just to give you the numbers of where things are right now, 18% of players gave Battle Simulator an F, but 37% gave it an A or a B. So yeah, there's definitely a group that are like, hey, this is pointless. You could have spent time on something else. But for the people who are just playing the game to play the game, that's winning, right? That's, as a game company, you're happy with those numbers. I like the Battle Simulator. I hope it doesn't get forgotten. I hope it doesn't just become this like new cool thing and then nothing ever is done with it, because they have kept up with field training. Like, I give them credit for that. We definitely give them a lot of grief for this year, but they have kept up with field training. They launched field training this year, then they added Battle Simulator, they added the Monovine, they added Voyager. So they have definitely not forgotten completely about it, and I think that is a good thing for field training. Hopefully that extends into Battle Simulator and other things. So we'll see. It definitely needs to do more, though. It definitely needs more. It feels slightly unfinished, but I'm okay with that as long as you get more of it down the road. If it just becomes another piece of forgotten content, then it's kind of pointless. But as long as they continue to work with it and do more things later on, then it's all gravy, right? Then it's all gravy. Does the Voyager base location button work? The base location does work, Troll Meat. You just need to find, it's like if I had a Voyager here, I would just click this and then it'll be one of these options. I think it's this one right here. And you would click that when you have them selected. Once you have a opponent targeted, you would then activate the ability to see where their base is. I'm new and free to play low level. I understand that STFC has been around long. 80% of the content isn't going to be for me. I just hope that set us up, speed up lower level progression. That's the thing, Ari. The lower level progression is greatly sped up. Like you can make it to level 34 in 4 months or less as a light spender. 6 months or less is a just pure free to play if you know what you're doing, obviously. That doesn't mean I think everybody should be there. I'm just saying that like there are ways to get there, and they have greatly sped it up. The biggest slowdowns are going to be the mid 50s and up right now, and that's where you find the biggest walls. There are other walls as well, but those are the biggest walls right now. Those are the big ones. So, I honestly hope the Battle Simulator turns into a quarterly OG officer event. That could be cool. I think there's a lot of different ideas that y'all have that are great ideas that Scopely could obviously invest in and adopt. And hopefully they do, because there's been too many mechanics in this game that have become forgotten about that are solid mechanics. And then there are also some forgotten about mechanics that are just terrible. So shout out to the sarcophagus. Let's make the sarcophagus an actual useful and good mechanic. That would be nice. But I don't think that's ever going to happen at this point, but it would still be nice. Still would be nice. Just missed 4 Klingon burials, but survey is now filled out. Thank you, Sheaton. I appreciate it. I know people are spamming the burials to complete events and everything, but yeah. Lots of game bloat due to the need to push out content every month. Yep. We'll see. They keep saying that it's going to be different in 2024, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think everybody's learned by now to be hesitantly positive, you know. Keep it down low. Is there a report from the last survey somewhere? What do you mean? I mean, we haven't closed out the most recent survey, so no, I don't have a video going over it yet. Can you quickly explain the Bajoran loot? Yeah, hit Jemadar hostiles, use that currency for more rep, go do solo armadas. Then turn in every box available. There's your quick and dirty Bajoran loop. Very quick, very dirty. If you need more specifics, feel free to ask. You seem to be one of the only ones who really likes wave defense. You're not, Liam. It is overwhelmingly positive in terms of like the number of people that said they like it. It's just very, the people who don't like it make it very known that they don't like it, which is completely in their purview and right, by the way. I'm definitely not complaining about it. But you're not the only one. It definitely needs improvement for lower levels, and I think that overall it needs more depth. But no, I mean, if the survey that we're running right now is any indication, it is definitely not a disliked feature. But there are, as with any game, a very vocal group who don't like it. You love wave defense, fix the lag, lower the hostile strength. Yeah, the first couple levels definitely need the hostile strength lowered, and lag is obviously something that has to be a priority to fixing. 100%. But I do want players to feel like they're not alone. If they like something, that's completely okay to like it. If you dislike something, it's completely okay to dislike it. All that feedback is welcome. I definitely don't want it to feel like you have to follow the crowd and dislike something. You also don't have to follow the crowd and like something. Like if you're out there and you hate wave defense, yeah, go put it in the feedback so that I can see it and so that we can get, you know, numbers on that. And I actually really tried to reach out to a lot of lower level players, try to get more players in the 20s and 30s to do this month's survey so that I could get those opinions. Yeah. You love wave defense, it just needs a couple of tweaks to make it excellent. Yeah. And some of those tweaks are stability tweaks. You think it needs to be more than just the first few? See, I think that you should need G5 people to beat the 30 through 51 Cheetah. It's in the name, level 50 plus hostiles. I think you should, but that's okay if you don't. I just think the first few levels need to be adjusted. I think everything else is fine. But adding the boot function or the ability to select who's in it, I think is huge. And then making the first 2 waves specifically easier because of all the events and the need for the currency that level 30s can actually, you know, get what they need are the 2 biggest things. So, I think those are the 2 biggest things. But everything else I'm okay with. Any comment on the new events giving currency on an event store that's closed? I mean, nothing that... If you're asking me to go through and rant and complain, Omicron, I'm not. I don't care. I don't care about the XSLB. It's whatever. I'm not going to throw a hissy fit over it. You like the wave defense, but I'll have to research it further on how to reach beyond wave 2. Simple answer, having ships from the 40s helps. Yeah. That are really strong level 39s. I have seen people get into like wave 4, wave 5 and still be in, you know, that high 30s range. But obviously difficult. So ships and officers, research, that's what matters. And then also playing, you know, the specialty card and making sure that you are bringing the right specialty ships for certain things. Try to progress a little bit further. Instead of trying to make it to wave 10, bringing enough, you know, maybe Franklin A's to make sure you get those swarms to get to wave 4. Well, strategy definitely can play into it. I'll go hit this one. This will be my last one of the day. And that will do that daily. Right there. More emblems of assessment. You have the option of tiering Carol Freeman to tier 2 or get the Defiant from the event store. What would you choose? I would choose to get the Defiant. I would definitely speed up your Defiant acquisition. Because one thing that I hate a lot in this game is how long it takes to get anywhere and do anything. I would absolutely try to speed up any grinds I could. Lightning Hawk, good to see you. One time I had one go past wave 4 was when I opened a wave and had 50 plus players jump in, and that one went to 9. Wow. Nice of them to jump in and help out. That's pretty dope. Love to hear that. I actually love when players, the highest I've made it in a kind of like free-for-all, just a bunch of pubs, like a public wave defense, because there's actually one going right now. I think it was wave 7. So. My Alliance has done some 9s by using teamwork and 3 players in the 60s. Love it, Weapon. They have 3 players in the 60s. They should be able to hit wave 10. Depends on what they're using and doing, but I should be able to hit wave 10. All right, let me see if I've got enough for this turn in real quick. Do have enough for these. We'll do a mid pull. Let's see if we get any hue shards. Come on, hue shards. No hue shards. I did get 10, 3 of 11, but no hue shards, of course. Of course, no hue shards. Let's see, Forbidden Tech. Do I have enough? I have enough for my baby pull. Awesome. More emblems equals upgrading building quicker. And let's do our territory pulls. Fleet's gotten to wave 10 with our 5 strongest. We didn't beat it, but pretty good. We average about wave 6 or 7. Strategy's huge, Archduke. You know, and I really try to stress that to everybody. Like, I realize that these are difficult, but I've seen, you know, players in the 30s getting to wave 3, 4, 5. I've seen people with great strategy getting to wave 10 without, you know, level 67 players. So it's doable, but it definitely takes a lot of work, thinking, and even some RNG and how quickly you can get certain hostiles. And lack of in-game communication can make that difficult. And obviously the game doesn't have an instant system for you to communicate while you're there. So you're relying on your AC or you're just trying to rely on a third-party app like Discord. But it's doable. Definitely doable. Big key I've found is having people actually organize and knowing their role. But as soon as 2 players are going after the same set of hostiles, especially if they're going after the specialty hostiles and or the traders, that's how you know you're not going to make it. Because those seconds needed for both of y'all to chase down the same hostile, you need that player at the other end of the map. So communication and coordination are huge. Studos has been trying to encourage everyone in my alliance to learn what level they can kill, then switch to killing surveys when that happens. Brilliant idea. And even, you know, we've talked about this before, strategy. If you're a player in the 30s or a group in the 30s, if you know that at, say, wave 4, we're going to get a certain strength of specialty hostile, it's okay to skip that hostile let it hit the wave and make sure you beat everything else. Like focus on the FKRs, right? If you reach a certain wave where you know that you've got the bonus in your Franklin A's and everybody's using Franklin A's to clear those out and the FKRs, and maybe you ignore the Actian hostiles. You know, there's strategies to employ. You just got to sit down and work it out with your group. There are definitely strategies to do. And sometimes the strategy is not killing every hostile, but letting some of them through so that your ships stay alive to live to the next round, and focus on the FKRs and limiting, mitigating the amount of damage that hits. So these are all key functions, right? And I did a basic video on wave defense to try to hit on that, but we'll do a more advanced version where we talk about where hostiles spawn, because we know where all the hostiles are going to spawn and when each round, and then how to really target those and really go into those as a focal point. Wade, good to see you. I'm glad you like the Neelix shirt. And I hope you took the Neelix shirt advice. So, hope you took the Neelix shirt advice. You have a better view on PC? It's true. You do have a better view on PC. But that doesn't mean you can't do it on mobile. Just make sure that you go into your graphic settings and have everything set up to where you can do the full screen. What's that under general? Your extended zoom and everything. Make sure that you can zoom out as far as possible. So nice, Robert. Yeah, my Neelix is tier 4 and my Enterprise E data is tier 4. So very successful, for me, a very successful event store. Enterprise E data to tier 4, and then Neelix. Where's Neelix at? Neelix, where you at, buddy? There he is. Neelix tier 4. Very successful event store for me. I'm very happy with what I got. So hopefully y'all are happy with what y'all got. Sorry, my voice has been going in and out all weekend, so apologies for all the coughing. It's tough to give the voice a rest when you got to stream every day, so apologies for that. Internet store is good, just added not a Voyager. Yeah, and that was a big complaint for a lot of people. In fact, part of the survey, when I asked about the event store, and the number one response about the event store from players was Voyager. Like, we wanted Voyager there. Like, we wanted Voyager. That was a big thing. So we had one that says, was the event store full of items you wanted? And 30% of players said no, missing several items. Yeah, that was obviously a big thing. People wanted more. But even then, the calendar as a whole got positive grades. And even the amount of event store currency got positive grades, with only 1.9% of players saying they did not get an acceptable amount of currency in their minds. So there was definitely some things missing that we all wanted. The Monavine being limited to 100 was obviously a big issue for a lot of players. Not being able to get a second Borg Cube if you wanted it. So there's definitely things that were missing. But as a whole, I do think that most people were pretty satisfied with the event store. It wasn't as good as we wanted it to be. It wasn't as good as we wanted it to be. Nice, Mihai. That's awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. Your Neelix is tier 4, but you still need more Neelix. You can never not need enough Neelix. Now, if you had to choose between tier 5 Neelix or tier 4 data, I would push you to data there. Because a change from a tier 4 to a tier 5 Neelix is not that much. I mean, it is nice. But I would want to get my data up too. But overall, it's just good to have both of those. It's good to have both of those. And they're very helpful to your account for a long time. Did I finish everything? I know I didn't do max fortification. I still haven't done I haven't done this in a while. My Strange New Worlds are mostly where I need to be. Oh, I need to do that. I need to do Hostile Harbinger. Hostile Harbinger, huh? Well, that's easy. Let's go hit a few more freebooters. Finished off your Defiant Amalgamatus, unlocked Enterprise E Picard, and leveled Neelix. Wow, Primo. See, sounds like a very successful event store for you. I did my Anomalous Phenomenon already, Sheetin, but thank you for the reminder. I did that one already. I'm ignoring the Great Chase. And I'm ignoring the Threat from Beyond. I'm not doing those. I'm not fooling with them. I'm not fooling with them. I do need to do that, though. Yeah, I'm ignoring the others. Need Fisha skins? I mean, again, there's no shortage of things that we could name that we wanted in there. But overall, I think it was solid. Missing things, sure. but overall solid. Needs tier 2 and cut the auger around by 30 days. Nice. See? As long as you're happy with it, I'm happy with you. That's all we care about. You happy, me happy, we happy. Surprised they didn't do projectiles. They did have a couple of the projectiles, but you might have already had them. You might have already had the projectiles that were displayed, but they did have actually a few projectiles in the store this go around. So, FYI, if you didn't know, now you know. Plus, I already had the ones out. Yeah, so like the Cardassian Disruptor was in there. I know that was one of the ones that was there. But there were a couple, yeah. You stopped doing the Threat from Beyond over a year ago. Yeah, I don't need to because my con is maxed and I don't really see a point. So I don't fool with it. And I am much happier because of it. Also, y'all, my throat is getting a little bit rough here. I don't know if we're going to do a late night stream for New Year's Eve. I don't expect anybody to really pop in. But we might. We'll see. I have no idea. I'm going to wrap up today. Go get me some tea and everything. I haven't even really eaten any food. So appreciate y'all. If you want to follow on Twitch, there is the link. Twitch.tv/RevDeuce. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with our Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. I appreciate every single one of you. You're all wonderful. I hope you had an amazing year. And hopefully we're going to have a great year with y'all. Love you. See ya on the next one, which is either going to be the Christmas video that y'all watch tomorrow or could be stream tonight. I honestly don't know. I'm not trying to like lead y'all on. I'm just letting you know I don't know. We'll see. I'm old. Anyway, au revoir. See you later.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.